and welcome to Graphic Online News in Brief. In the headlines, Electoral Commission says adopted electoral reforms bind all political parties. However, NDC says that cannot stand. Electricity Company of Ghana announces another round of power outages starting May 27. Laboratory technicians at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital begin 7-day sit-down strike over appointment of 2 medical doctors. And family of 14-year-old JHS student alleged to have committed suicide suspect foul play in her death and demands thorough investigation. News in Brief is brought to you by
Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
And now the news in brief. The Electoral Commission says all reforms adopted at the end of a 2-day review workshop of the 2020 general elections are binding on all political parties. The workshop was organized to review issues and proposals relating to electoral processes and the successes and challenges of the 2020 elections.
Some of the reforms adopted at the workshop include a change from 5 p.m. to 3 p.m. for polls to close and an all-year-round voter exhibition exercise through the use of technology. The reforms form part of a 16-point proposal by the EC, agreed on by the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, and attended by 10 political parties including NPP, PNC and CPP. Director of Electoral Services at the Commission, Dr. Sribwa Kweku explains that although the NDC did not take part in the meeting, they are required to comply with all decisions.
Once it is the decision of the IPAC, then it means that it's the decision of the IPAC. Whoever is the member of the IPAC is bound by it. As far as their names have not been struck of the political party list, they are political parties and they have been attending IPAC meetings.
Well, the National Democratic Congress says it disagrees with the EC on the proposal to close polls at 3 p.m. in the 2024 general elections and other future elections. The party says the move could disenfranchise many people, particularly people who cannot vote in the morning.
The Director of Elections of the NDC, Elvis ACCRA, who addressed a press conference in Accra on Thursday, insisted the party will not participate in any IPAC meeting to review the 2020 elections.
The NDC finds the proposal by the Jane Mensah-led EC to change the closing time of polls from 5 p.m. to 3 p.m. in 2024 baffling and mind-boggling. Since the 1992 elections, polls have always closed at 5 p.m. This has worked perfectly without any challenges whatsoever. It therefore beggars belief that the EC would want to change this time-tested arrangement and go for a poorly thought-through alternative, which is bound to disenfranchise eligible voters and create needless problems for our electoral system.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has released another 16-day scheduled power outage in Accra starting May 27 to June 11. This is to allow the Ghana Grid Company Limited complete works on the Kaswa Bog supply point.
Areas to be affected will experience power outages from the evenings 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. According to the Managing Director of the ECG, Kwame Ajimanbedu, areas to be affected have been grouped into 3, where Group A will experience power outages for 6 days and Group B and C will have their power cut for 5 days each. Communities in Group A include cantonments Osu RE, Abelempe, Audomi, Kaneshi Market and Tetegu. Group B has Nima, Tesano, Jolu, Roman Ridge, Airport Residential Area, and West Hills Mall, while Group C covers Kotobabi, Mamobi, Dansoman Control Market, Weja Old Barrier, La Palm Beach Hotel, Labadi Beach Hotel, and Achimota School.
To Kumasi now, and patients at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital have been left stranded as laboratory technicians embark on a sit-down strike over the appointment of 2 medical officers to the Laboratory Services Directorate.
Members of the local branch of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists argue that there are qualified professionals in the association fit to occupy vacant positions but have been sidelined. The laboratory technicians on Wednesday, May 19, announced their sit-down strike at an emergency meeting. Local union chairman Mr. Enesbedu Boatin says, although they are worried about the negative impact on patients due to the strike, the sit-down strike is the best way to address the grievance.
We are always seen as the weaker point or the underdogs because laboratory has always been seen as a place where doctors can easily colonize. You know, we are so struggling to even get placement for some of our professional cadres, like those who have done Doctor of Medical Laboratory Science, same CCA degree program as MBCHB. But we are struggling today to get them placement. Those who have done specialties, consultants, and we are struggling to get them placement. So we are always struggling. We are always seen as the underdogs. And so when we back, it's like we are treated with disdain. We are treated as if we can't act on the issues that we have raised. So based on that, we also have to show management that yes, we don't just talk in vacuum, but we are ready and we are resolute to carry out whatever mandate that the GA had given to us, and that's what has brought us where we are today.
And to our last story, the family of Leticia Tre Pinamay, the 14-year-old student of the Miracle Preparatory and Junior High School in Sunyani, who allegedly committed suicide, is appealing to the police to conduct a thorough investigation to ascertain the cause of her death. They explained that they are not convinced that their daughter took her own life.
The late Leticia's father, Mr. William Tre, described his daughter as a calm and reserved type who did not shy from asking for support from the family if she really needed anything. He insists nothing could have forced his daughter to commit suicide and is convinced the state of the body bears evidence she was harmed and hanged at the school dining hall to cover up the crime.
Bibi tin so wo kitchen kra na se kan kra tina na ye ne ya let alone so obefa homa so obeyere obesen ne kon ena homa no kra na o mukasa omode asen ne ho no homa no nye homa bitimi akum me ba no because me call scene no me hunu se akra ne gina ho ne na mako ena ogina ne to so that means say a ploy obi na hanging no the suspected school authorities no because adan na da bia moko dining and son of Mako Bible studies. But then on the Macan credit go Bible studies. And I must say, we Bible studies and Moko dining, or Moko dining on Kuku say, Akranu. And there's a whole lot of questions to answer. A lot of questions to answer. Me banner trail letter, Mako fan a book. There are better ones I mean compare in the handwriting. Yes, Massa. There are people who can write, who can imitate somebody's handwriting. So those information, I don't believe it. Because from the indication, much in the blood, everyone in some. I have the pictures. Much in the blood, everyone in some. Say they have to cover up. And you know, and silly now, I say, there's nothing there indicating say he cannot do that. Waiting say pathologists in the baby. No, baby examine body, no what kind of cause of death. If I'm not convinced, I will call for another pathologist because the child doesn't lack anything. He doesn't lack anything that will cause a death.
Thank you for watching. We will see you again tomorrow with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at Graphic GH. I am Juliet Echa Safo.